Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today is the third installment of the whiskey and weight loss series I started a couple months back. If this is your first video of mine, I haven't always looked like this. I mean, I have in the past, but not recently. Over the past year, I've lost over 100 pounds, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you how I did it and what I'm doing now. The day was April 28th, 2022, and this man was a big fat poo. Pile of poo. 338 pounds of poo. 338 pounds, April 28th, 2022. 1 year later, today, April 28th, 2023, 227 pounds. So, down 111 pounds, which is good. It feels a lot better. I feel a lot lighter. I'm more nimble. I can fit through smaller spaces. Not only can I buckle an airplane seatbelt without the use of an extension that I bought from Amazon.com, but I feel comfortable if there's somebody next to me. Unless, of course, that person smells like patchouli oil, in which case we still have a problem. A big problem. Oh, by the way, super sorry there was no reviews this week. No whiskey review this week. My children brought home another cold from school that they gave me immediately, and I haven't been able to taste or smell anything for a few days, so that's why there was no tasting video this week. Super sorry, my bad. Next week, promise, more friggin' whiskey reviews coming right at you. I got some catching up to do. But until then, you're just gonna have to settle for another whiskey and weight loss video. So in the comments of the previous whiskey and weight loss videos, people wanted to know exactly what I was doing. And like I said before, everything's gonna be different for everyone, but I will tell you what I've been doing. First things first, the only time I've ever lost a substantial amount of weight and kept it off for even a little bit of time is if I did the calories in, calories out method, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm not looking for an argument. I'm not looking for a fight. People in the comments will be like, oh, calories in, calories out doesn't matter. Guess what? It works for me. That's all I'm saying. Whatever works for you, works for you. What works for me is calories in, calories out. If I burn more calories than I eat, guess what? I lose weight. And realistically, that's all I've been doing. I've been burning more calories than I've been eating. I know that sounds super easy on paper, but when we try to implement that into life, it gets real difficult. Counting calories is a lot easier than it used to be with apps like MyFitnessPal, but it's still not super easy. You still have to do a little bit of legwork and kind of figure out what you're eating. It can be extra easy if everything you eat has the calories laid out directly in front of you, but that's not life. Sometimes we go to restaurants. Sometimes we have food cooked for us and we have no idea how many calories are in it. But for the majority of the things you put in your body, you can realistically track how many calories there are. So if you can control how many calories you're eating, you can also control how many calories you're burning. If you're eating less and burning more, you're gonna lose weight faster, which seems obvious, I know. So what I started doing a year ago is I just tried to move my body more. I went up and down the stairs a few more times during the day, which was extremely difficult at 338 pounds. My body literally hated my guts, or my guts hated my body, one of the two. So I just tried to be a little bit more active during the day. So besides making healthier food choices and eating lower calorie meals, I started to implement what some people would consider to be intermittent fasting, but I don't think technically would be defined as intermittent fasting. Basically, I would go to bed at night and wake up in the morning and I wouldn't eat breakfast. I kind of cut coffee out as well because I always wanted to have creamer in my coffee. So instead, I just got a tub of branched chain amino acids or essential amino acids. So I would just drink amino acids in the morning with caffeine, and then I would have a small snack around lunchtime, and then have an early dinner. And for that early dinner, I would kind of eat whatever I wanted to. As the days went by and the weeks went by and the months went by, things changed a little bit. I still drink the amino acids in the morning. I still have a small snack around lunchtime, but then I do eat a little bit more in the afternoon. And what I eat for dinner, like 6 nights a week, is counted and calculated, and I want to make sure that that is something that's nutritious and is under my calorie goal for the day. But then 1 or 2 days a week, I'll do everything the same during the day, but then I'll have whatever for dinner, like friggin' pizza Fridays or whatever I want. I'll eat whatever the heck I want on Friday nights or Saturday nights, but I try to keep the rest of the day the same. I don't know, I just want to stay in a routine so that every day feels like I'm doing something to better myself, even if I have like a cheat meal that night. As far as exercise goes, the first thing I bought were fitness bands, like the rubber bands, like, you know what I mean, those ones. And I just made like an exercise routine with fitness bands at home at first. Then eventually I could start doing push-ups on the stairs, which was nice. Got my chesticles all jacked. Just kidding. They're pretty flabby. Around Christmas time, I got like a super cheap treadmill from Walmart.com. It was like, I don't know, 250 bucks or something like that. And I use that baby every day. An hour on the treadmill at 4 miles an hour for me gets my 10,000 steps. So I get 10,000 steps and a good sweat going first thing in the morning, and it's only an hour out of my day. The rest of that day, the more active I am, the better. But at least I got my steps in first thing in the morning. Everything on top of that is extra. I then got an adjustable dumbbell set and a weight bench. Again, cheapies from Amazon.com. But I prioritize my health over like other frivolous purchases like extremely expensive bottles of whiskey. I've probably spent around $500 on exercise equipment this year, and they are the best purchases I've made all year. So first thing every morning, I get my exercise in, and then I go about my day. So if somebody wants to start losing weight and they're like, hey Matt, give me the best advice you can. Start some sort of exercise, even if it's just walking up and down the stairs once or twice more. Invest a little bit in your health. Get a cheap ass treadmill, get a cheap ass weight set, get some fitness bands. Download MyFitnessPal, see how many calories you should be eating to lose a couple pounds a week, and then actually track what you're eating. I know it doesn't sound fun, it's not a lot of fun. It's actually not a lot of fun at all, but it is a lot more fun than being 338 pounds. So in order to keep myself in check, I need to keep track of what I'm eating and I need to do my exercise. If I'm doing those things, I feel like I'm bettering myself every day. And I don't know, week after week, slowly the weight just came off. It just comes off. It's a year later and I feel so happy that I started. That is the main takeaway from all of this. If you want to start losing weight, then just start losing weight. Literally start today. Start today. You won't regret it. I promise you. Because you can always say, I'll start next week, or I'll start tomorrow, or I'll start in a month, or I'll start after vacation. But guess what? You never friggin' start. You never start. That's the problem, is you never start. And I've been there a million times. I weigh myself once a week. Every Friday morning I weigh myself. I weigh myself on Friday mornings. If my weight is up a little bit, I try not to get discouraged. I know that it's hard, but you kind of just have to keep in the back of your mind what you did that previous week, and then if it was bad stuff, then you change that stuff. Or it could just be water weight, or it could be the meal you ate the night before. Or if you're a woman, it could be your menstrual cycle. Or if you're a man, it's because you grew bigger balls and decided to finally start losing some weight. But I recommend weighing yourself once a week. That way you develop a trend. You'll see the weight chart going down or going down, whatever way the screen works, I don't know. But when the weight starts falling off, you become your own motivation. You get happier with yourself. You start seeing a different person in the mirror. And I think that, I don't know, you never regret it. It's kind of like the best decision you'll make is actually doing it. Is actually just doing it. We can sit around and talk about it all we want, but unless you actually start, then it doesn't matter. So recapping, exactly 1 year ago today, I was a completely different person. I knew I was unhealthy, I knew I had major health problems, and I knew that if I continued the same lifestyle that it was gonna be bad news bears for Matt, sooner than later. So if I could go back to April 28th, 2022, I would tell myself thank you. Fuck.